Thanks to Indeed for supporting my show. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates with the right skills when you can do it all with Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/happy to start hiring now. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing not available for everyone. And thank you to Babbel for supporting my show. Babbel's 15-minute lessons make it the perfect way to really learn a new language on the go. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/Lori.
There's this moment when you say, who do I want to be a year from now? And what does it look like to invest in that version of me? And to realize that in that moment you're making the decision, it's not going to feel comfortable because you're not that person yet.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I am so excited for my guest today because it's always just a really, really, really fun time for me, to be totally honest. It's when I'm reminded about how much fun life and business can be because you get to do it with your business bestie. And I'm sitting here with one of my favorite humans in the entire world, Lindsey Schwartz. She has been on the podcast many, many times. I feel like if you know me, you absolutely know this woman. And if you don't, well, you're about to fall in love. And I just came back from her incredible event, Powerhouse Women. And she not only has this amazing event where 500 women from all over the US, all over the world come to really break through and go to the next level in their life and business. But most of all, I think Lindsey is so known for her community building. And she is known for organically growing her community while in the beginning not having a big audience, but having a die-hard community. She has six-figure school. She does so many different calls. She's doing masterminds. She's doing the entire thing for women who are leveling up, ambitious women who are ready to scale and grow their business. And I had to get a conversation with her today because number one, she is fresh off Powerhouse Women. If you did not see that event, I am telling you, you do not want to miss it. It's my favorite event of the entire year. It's so much fun. It's where you're going to connect to your community. It's where you're going to want to shop off of every single person there because the outfits are insane. The connection is so much fun. It doesn't matter where you are. I did not see one smiling face in that room throughout the day. It really is the place that you want to go to connect and level up and just have the best day ever. So Lindsey, I'm so excited that you're here with me today. You guys, we're actually sitting in Wisconsin in my lake house. And I was like, I just spoke last week at your event. It was like the best event that you've had yet. How are you feeling?
I feel the best.
The best. I'm surprised you're doing like we're doing this. It's like 5 days after. Yeah. Do you feel like a normal human yet?
Yeah, it comes in layers, because you've hosted events. And I think because we as a team were so much more prepared and this was our 6th time doing it, I feel the best I've ever felt. But people don't realize it's like running a marathon. I think some big famous speaker actually had himself tested to see how many calories you burn. And you really do. It's like a marathon in high heels.
I think it was Brendan Bouchard.
Wasn't it? I think it was. So, yes. But I'm feeling so good. I mean, I am obsessed with this community, as you know, and you're obsessed with them too. And so being in a room together is my favorite day of the year. I don't need a birthday. I don't need anything else. That was my birthday, Christmas, New Year's Eve, dipped in glitter.
Yeah, we were just saying I'm like, how are you feeling? She's like, I feel like my personality's starting to come back a little. I was like, you really do use your whole personality in 2 days for the 6 months off your personality. So, but you're recharging and it truly was the best event I feel that I have been to. It was just, I have so much fun while also getting profound breakthroughs every single time. So grateful for that. But you guys, I wanted to have her on because she has one of the best communities. I truly feel like the amount of people who are showing up and leveling up quickly, it is just insane comparatively compared to just even things that I've been a part of because of the way that your community shows up for each other. And that's not just because people are coming in and showing up. It's because of how you are and what you are teaching and the standard that you teach and hold everybody to within these communities, that it really does create these real breakthroughs and real friendships, real business partners. And that's why I want you to come on today, is because you have an incredible offer. You're actually doing a free training that is the kickoff into the launch of Six-Figure School, which I've had the honor of being in your masterminds, being able to speak in them. I've had the honor of being able to speak into these different groups that you have. And I cannot believe the wins of all of these women and how fast they grow and how fast they're having breakthroughs. So tell me a little bit about the free training that you are offering.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited about this, especially on the heels of an event, which whether or not you guys were there, you can probably relate to this feeling of leaving an event, being so on fire, but then going home, going back to the same environment and not necessarily having like the right structure, the right people around to set you up to take all of the momentum, all of the ideas, all the creativity, and really put it into action. And I don't want to see that happen with people. I remember what it felt like to be sitting there with like a big idea burning in my soul. I know so many of you can relate to that. And so whether you have a business that just is not making the money that you know it's meant to, or you're sitting there with the idea and aren't sure where to start, you just want someone to give you like the step-by-step plan, or you're the side hustler, the person who is building your business alongside your job, or just a busy life, and you need that plan, you need someone to give you the roadmap. I mean, it's literally exactly what I wish someone would have handed me before I got started, or at those critical points where I just knew I was ready to grow to the next level. And you and I have talked about this so many times. Now, having mentored hundreds, you've probably mentored thousands of people in building businesses, there is a difference between those who are successful. There's just these slight things that the successful businesses are doing differently. And you guys, it's not rocket science. Like, this is not something you have to be a genius level IQ or have this huge business and community already thriving. Anyone can learn this stuff, but there is a difference between what the successful businesses are doing and those who are struggling to make sales. And we really want to break it down. We're doing this whole 3-part free training, breaking down the biggest thing that I've noticed that the successful businesses are doing differently that anyone can learn. Because I just want to get this into people's hands so that they can have the momentum, create the momentum that eventually leads to the success that we know is inevitable if you just don't give up and you do the right things.
So I have watched you, especially in the last 2 years, literally explode. Now, don't get me wrong, you guys. I got to watch you years and years ago as well.
It was messy.
It's for all of us. I was in the same messy place, but watching you build this foundation, and then all of a sudden, now that you have this incredible foundational structure and you really have it dialed in, something about you that I have always loved is you're very linear. You've got great systems. You love that part of the business, as well as you have the gift of also being a big idea visionary, which is very rare. It's really rare. So that's why it's so much fun for me to not only partner with you in different things because you have such a different skill set than me, but why it's so helpful for so many women in your container is because you really can hold those two different spaces, which is a true like superpower. So I got to watch you really build the foundation and then have this beautiful foundation to go explode into the atmosphere, which so many people are like, oh my God, this is insane. How did you grow this? Where did you come from? How did this all happen? So what were some of the things, you talk about some of those few things that are very different that people are doing differently in their business who are successful compared to those who aren't. Can you take us down a couple of those?
Totally. Yeah. And this is what we're going to go so much deeper into. The reason this training's 3 parts is so that we can not just give information, but then really have you workshop it in a safe environment where you can ask questions and you can bounce ideas so you can really get this. So the biggest difference that I see is you've got to have your business set up to make sales. You need to have a system, and please don't get scared of that word if you're the creative type that you hate rules and you hate systems. I promise this is not something overcomplicated, does not involve a lot of fancy technology, but you just need to know how you're combining these three things. And if you're listening to this and you can write this down, I want you to write down, you need to really clarify your offer. You need to know what is that thing that you sell, that you offer, and how does it serve another person? Can you really, really get that dialed in to the point where people hear it, they get it, they want it, and they're willing to pay you for it? So the offer has to be super crystal clear. You have to know how to get that in front of more of the right people. Now you'll hear I did not say millions of people. And that's my favorite part about my story, our Powerhouse Women story. We started with a very small audience and it has grown organically, but it's still small compared to others in the same space. And I love that because no one can tell me that their audience is too small, but you do need to know how to think differently. If you have a smaller audience, it's not a bad thing. I think it's actually a good thing, but you have to approach it differently. And so we're going to break down our entire community building formula. And then the third piece of this system, so you've got your offer, you need to know how to get it in front of the right audience. And then the third piece is the message. You might have the best offer. You know it changes lives. You might have the perfect audience that you know is perfect for this offer. But if you struggle with the words, with how to say it in a way that people get it and pretty quickly, then you're going to struggle. So if any one of those three elements is off, whenever I look at a launch of mine that didn't go well or something that's kind of just struggling to get the traction and the sales, it's always one of those three. And so we're going to teach you how to kind of dissect if you're not right now making the sales you want, how to really quickly identify which of those three is off and how to fix it. But we're also going to teach you how to build that from scratch, because once you learn this formula, here's the cool thing. All that I've done is once I learn the formula, now I can apply it to any new thing that I want to start. And so we're going to really lay out this beautiful roadmap of how to either build that from scratch or apply it to what you're already doing so that you can have that solid foundation and build from there. Because otherwise it gets messy. If you build too quickly and you don't have this in place, it doesn't set you up for sustainable success. And that's what we want, is to teach you how to, yes, have the success that you want. I want you to make the money you want to make, but it has to be sustainable.
If you're in business, you're probably in the business of people, and people are everything. I really believe that finding and hiring the right people is what it takes to get to the next level. So if that's what you want to do, you need Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. It delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined, according to Talent Nest 2019. Indeed has so many tools to offer that save you so much time, like Indeed instant match assessments and virtual interviews. I love Indeed's instant match feature. It's kind of like dating for hiring. As soon as you sponsor the post, you'll get a short list of quality candidates who match your job description. And then within that pool, you can invite the candidates you feel might be a great fit to apply for the job. The reason this is so crucial is because these candidates are 3 times more likely to apply to your job than candidates who only see it in search, which gives you a lot more control over who your potential new hire could be. Join more than 3 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Indeed knows that when you're doing everything for your company, you can't afford to overspend on hiring. Visit Indeed.com/happy to start hiring now. Just go to Indeed.com/happy. Indeed.com/happy. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing not available for everyone. Need to hire? You need Indeed. So tell me about the community portion, because I think that was the challenging part for me when I would take different courses. Is it's like, okay, yes, the answers are there, the information is there, but I really needed someone to hold me accountable. What does that look like once you are in, let's just say after the training, if we decide to get into 6-figure school? I want to know about that community once you have people in there.
Oh my gosh. Well, same, because if I hadn't been in communities where I had, for me, unfortunately, I always say this, it's unfortunate for me, my husband would probably agree, that the places I've grown the most are the places I've invested a little bit in myself. And there's something about when you are in a group, if you're in a community, whether it's online or in person, ours happens to be online that supports this particular program, but it's that moment when you're like, I just don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can keep going forward. And I had this transformative experience, and a lot of people don't know this about my story, but Powerhouse Women and what people see today very well could not exist. because it all started when I wrote my book. And that was not something I was really ever supposed to do. I didn't have the skills to do it. I fought through so much imposter syndrome just to even finish that book. Had I not finished the book, Powerhouse Women would not exist. And in those moments, there were 3 times where I actually showed up to these calls that I had paid to be a part of with other new authors. And had I not been in that community that I had invested in with other people who were just as uncomfortable as me, they were bumping up against the same resistance as me, I would have quit had I not had myself on the line, right? Had something, it's like having skin in the game, had me just say, okay, well, I'm at least going to show up to this next call. Let me just show up to this call. I know I'm feeling really defeated and I really want to quit right now. And every single time, there were these 3 distinctive times I was about to quit. I showed up to the call to essentially tell them, I'm out. Really.
Wow.
And someone would speak life into me that day.
Wow.
Not even knowing that I was literally on the brink of giving up on everything that I knew inside of me I was supposed to do. I knew I was supposed to help people in a bigger way. But you guys, you need to know that in those moments, everything in you is going to fight against your own purpose. It's going to fight to keep you small. And there's something beautiful that happens when you're in the arena with other people who are just as bought in as you. Either they're just as committed to the goal, or sometimes if it's in a program you've paid to be a part of, you know you've all invested. So you're all in this experience together. And there's something about that when you can speak life into others when they need it, but also receive that kind of life spoken into your dreams. Because I guarantee you, on this leveling up process, you and I have done this for each other so many times, you're going to have times where you want to quit because you're right on the other side of your next breakthrough. And that's when it feels most intense. So I think community is the missing piece. I've taken so many online courses, so many things I've finished, other things I haven't. But the community piece is always what helps hold me accountable, but also makes it so much more fun along the way. And it should be fun.
I can look back to so many points in my life where it's always been the things that I've committed to, or the people I've committed to, or the groups that have pulled me through. And if I didn't, in the times that I didn't, those times I did not get that thing done. And so once you learn that about yourself, now I don't do anything without some form of commitment in some way. And I talk about this a lot in the talk that I'm giving right now. And then in the book that I'm writing is so much about this, because you can have the strategy, you can have the plan, you can have the big idea, but if you do not put the pressure behind that, and pressure comes in the form of investing in community. If you don't have those 2 things, you're not going to pull through. When you hear about businesses who, like, no matter how hard it got, they just kept going, it's because they had something that they had to show up for. They either had a lot of money on the line. It was their whole life. They had a lot of investors. They had people they didn't want to disappoint. Like, you can ask them and find out what was on the line. Exactly like what you said. There's always got to be something on the line, or we're going to go back to the life that just felt pretty okay. But in the long run, the pretty okay life only gets worse. It doesn't get more okay. It gets more not okay. So I really love that you have such a beautiful community. And it's not just a community, because there's a lot of communities out there. And this is not to knock other people's communities at all. It's that communities need to learn how to be a community. And I think that that is the standard that you hold, is that you're not going to be in this community without knowing what it means to be an active member of the community, or like how to show up in community. And I think that is where you learn how to actually form relationships, is when you become a good community member, is when people become a good community member for you. And it's like this energy exchange that now becomes the thing that Chris and I always talk about, an equal energy exchange, which is the people in your life that you have around you who are going to equally feed you, and you're going to equally feed them. And there's no way to exist without that.
Yeah.
The more I get into the business world, the more I go deep into these different places, the more I learn that these people have serious networks set up around them who aren't going to let them fail. And that's exactly what this is. So I want to know, is there any other thing that you find with entrepreneurs that, if right now you're listening, maybe like a big block around something, maybe someone's like, I'm going to show up to the free training, I'm going to get what I need from that, but I don't have the money to commit to 6-figure school right now. What would you say around that?
Yeah. Well, There will be plenty of people who are going to get exactly what they need from the free training. That's why we do it. That's why it is literally giving you our entire playbook for how we've built a multiple six-figure business with a super small audience from scratch in the last 5 years. And I think to your point about what do you have to break through, we were literally just having this whole conversation on the deck about this. There's something that has to transform in you. And I don't know why this is. I don't know what sick, twisted universal law that your business breakthroughs will always come on the other side of personal breakthroughs. So it's one of the reasons why in every program I do, Six Figure School being one of them, we have a mindset component along with the strategy. Because if it were as simple as just giving strategy, you could go Google all of this information on the internet. And some people could do that and they could go out there and make it successful. But most of us, I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but I have had to come up against myself more often than any roadblock I've hit in terms of this strategy isn't working. It's usually something between my own two ears, a belief in myself that when I'm in the right community, when I'm also supported with like, how do I work through imposter syndrome when it shows up? Because it will. If you're growing, you're going to hit those points where you're like, what am I doing in this realm? You've got to be supported on all sides. But also, I think that you will know there's something inside of you that just knows there's more. And it's this moment where you choose the version of you want to be a year from now. There's nothing wrong with showing up to and consuming all of the free trainings you possibly can. That's where we both started, listening to podcasts, consuming the free stuff. But there's this moment when you say, who do I want to be a year from now? And what does it look like to invest in that version of me? And to realize that in that moment you're making the decision, it's not going to feel comfortable because you're not that person yet. And that's where everything started to change for me, was when I started looking at things through this lens of who do I want to be? What's the business I want to have a year from now? And what are the people who have that result doing? Who are they listening to? Who are they learning from? Can I do it a little faster if I don't try to do it by myself?
If you're like me, then you probably regret not taking Spanish or French or whatever language you chose to take seriously while you were in school. Chris and I are so fortunate to be able to travel to so many different places. But truly, whenever I am there, I'm always kicking myself for not having learned a language. And that is why I love Babbel. Babbel is the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. Thanks to Babbel's addictively fun and easy bite-sized language lessons, you can finally cross learning that new language off your list. And you guys, last time I mentioned Babbel to you, I'd recently come back from an absolutely awesome Italy trip, and we're actually heading back for a really good friend's birthday. And now I can try to use a few of the phrases that I've actually learned from Babbel. With Babbel, you only need 10 minutes to complete a lesson, so you can start having real life conversations in a new language in as little as 3 weeks. What makes Babbel stand out from the rest is the other language learning apps use AI for their lesson plans, but Babbel lessons were created by over 150 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, not computers. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent, so you'll get major points among the locals. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/Lori. That's babbel.com/Lori for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel is language for life. What's so exciting is I believe in this training and system so much. I believe in your six-figure school so much because it's exactly what I've done to break through my own business life, my own life. And also I've gotten to go in your groups. I've seen that it works. I love everything that's in here that Chris and I are offering as a bonus if you actually sign up for Six Figure School. So if you do the free training and then sign up for Six Figure School as a bonus, you get our Be Online course, which is normally $1,700, and you get it absolutely for free, which is our proven system to launch, grow, and scale your business. And you're going to get that as a free bonus when you sign up for Six Figure School.
Which my jaw hit the floor when you guys told me that that's what you were going to do, because it literally could not be a more perfect companion for what it is that we build in the course. So our course is 12 weeks long. It's 12 modules. You actually get access to it for the life of the program. You get access to the community for the life of the program, all future content that we add to it. You can come back around every single time we do it live, because we do live calls, Q&A calls, which you're actually going to join us for one.
Yes, I can't wait
about that.
It's my favorite part.
I love doing Q&A with you, and you add so much value when you get to come into our community and do that. And you even get access to all future live Q&A calls whenever we do this program in the future. So it just goes to show how generous you and Chris are, how incredible you are. So anyone who signs up with Lori's link, which we'll make sure all that's in the show notes, you get this entire other course. It's literally like the value of Six Figure School. You get that on top of it for free. And that is like the most exciting thing in the world.
I am beyond excited, because what's going to happen is they'll be able to do your course. Obviously, everything is in there that you could ever need. And then on top of that, our course from totally different perspectives as well. Like, there is nothing between the two courses that you will be missing in order to get your big idea out there, which is so exciting that you're starting with your free training called Monetize Your Big Idea. So you guys don't miss the free training. If you do anything else, go through, watch the free training. If you're like, this is my time, this is my year, I'm so sick of starting another Monday where I cannot live this same life, because I know that I'm meant to be so much more. It takes one decision. It takes finally raising your hand and saying, it's me. It's my turn. I'm putting the money down. I'm investing in myself. I'm getting into a community who I'm not going to be able to hide. And that's the thing, right? Like, you want to get in there. You want to show up. You want to say who you are. You want to make yourself known, because once you do that, you're not going to be able to fail, because you literally will be now intertwined with this other community who also wants to see you succeed. You want to see them succeed. You're all holding each other accountable. It's hard. It's scary. But if it feels like there's a lot of resistance there, it's because you know it's exactly where you're meant to go. I have not gotten anywhere that I've wanted to go. Lindsey has not gotten anywhere that she's wanted to go without putting something really huge on the line. So if this feels big, if this makes you feel nervous, it is the thing. But please only do it if you know you're going to show up. Please only do this if you know you're going to show up for yourself and get on the calls and go through the process.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it just gives me chills every time we get to talk about this, because you and I have had so many of these moments where we were literally saying yes to our future selves. And, now we look back at the journey we've had. And I do believe that this is why mentorship works. It's because I just want to help everyone else do it faster, like faster than we've been able to, because we've learned a couple things along the way. And we've learned what works. We've learned a lot of things that don't. And it's just so fun. I think there is a magic when you and I get to come together and teach. So I'm super excited and just so honored, always so grateful to have you a part of everything I'm doing.
Oh my God, I'm so grateful. And let's break it down one more time, what they all get. So first of all, you're going to go into the free training, Monetize Your Big Idea, and you guys can sign up for that. Make sure if you want the bonus of the Be Online course that you're going to sign up at the link in the show notes. Otherwise, you may not be able to get that bonus. So make sure you sign up at the link in the show notes if you want to get the $1,700 Be Online course absolutely for free if you end up signing up for Six Figure School. So go to the link in the show notes for Monetize Your Big Idea. And then what happens if they get into Six Figure School? What do they all get there?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm very biased. You're hearing this from someone who is obsessed with this program and these women and the transformations that I've seen. You've seen some of them too, of just the women who've come through it. It's a step-by-step guide. So it's everything. We're going to start the conversation in the free training, give you that playbook, but then we take you by the hand and we help you implement it. So over 12 weeks, we help you really dial in your offer, get really clear on who you're serving, how to talk to them in a way that has people be like, oh my gosh, I need that. I need to buy what you're selling. I need to join your program. You need to be my coach, whatever it is that you're offering. And then we really teach you how to scale that idea. How do you start to know when you should hire, when you should outsource? How do you really start to know your numbers, even if you're not a numbers person? It's literally the playbook for how to build a six-figure business, if that's your goal, something far beyond six figures, if that's your goal, or maybe you really just want to know that this idea of yours can monetize in a way that's significant to you. No matter what your goal, you're going to have the community alongside in order to help you really do that, like really do this and know that you have a legitimate business. And you'll have the step-by-step strategy along with the mindset support in order to make it a reality. And it doesn't matter how long that takes because you have access to the entire thing for the life of the program. You can really go at your own pace. And that's probably my favorite thing about it is that it's become this living, breathing, thriving community of other people who are on the journey with you. They might just be a step or two ahead or maybe a step or two behind. And we really do it together.
I love that. Okay, so give us the last scoop on exactly how we can sign up.
Okay, so we made it super easy for anyone from Lori's community to get the links that they need. So the first one is going to be, this is going to be the link for everything, and then we'll make sure that it's directing you to the right place. So you're going to go to powerhouselori.com, powerhouselori.com. And depending on when you're listening to this, if we're still having the free training enrollment open, then you are going to get sent to the page to sign up for that. Afterward, all the trainings will be available on our YouTube channel if you're listening to this far afterward. And then once we open the doors for Six Figure School, that same link, powerhouselori.com, is going to make sure that you get your bonus, the Be Online course. If you decide to join Six Figure School, you're going to get both courses as a bonus because Chris and Lori are so awesome. So that link is going to give you everything you need for joining Six Figure School, as well as our Monetize Your Big Idea free training. So it's powerhouselori.com, and that'll give you what you need.
I am so excited. This is your future in a box. Everything that you could need, all of our secrets poured into one spot. And I'm just so excited for the people who say yes, because your life can be drastically different in 6 months, drastically different. So I'm excited for you guys to plug into the community. It's one of the best communities around. Lindsey, I'm just so happy whenever you come on the show because it just feels like we get to play and work. It's the best of all worlds combined.
The best feeling ever. And this is what we want for all of you. We want you to find your business besties, those women who are going to be the champions of your big idea. And I believe for a lot of you, those women are possibly waiting for you within the Powerhouse Women community.
I know it. Okay, everyone, until next time, earn your happy. Be sure to go check that out. It's powerhouselori.com. At least go experience the free training. If not, put something so big on the line that your higher self is forced to come out. It's the only way she's coming out. Until next time, earn your happy. Bye, everyone.
Hey, do you know what the big secret is this year? And it shouldn't be a secret because this should be your biggest focus. It is building your community. I am always working on building and nurturing my community, and everyone is talking about the power of community. Without an online community, you just cannot grow organically or create a real movement, which is what I know that we're all after. And you can build trust or monetize your audience. When you get community right, not only does your audience grow faster, but so do your sales. But where's everybody going to be managing their communities these days? And a lot of online entrepreneurs and thought leaders are turning to circle.so. Circle is an all-in-one community platform. It lets you host content and create discussions, live streams, group chats, and memberships all under your own brand. And what's so cool about Circle.so is that you don't even need a website or Facebook group. Instead, Circle lets you build your own community site where you can host content and manage your members. You can even create locked and unlocked content spaces, groups, and classes. How freaking cool is that? You can put your content behind a paywall too, and you can charge different amounts of money for different spaces on your community site. Circle.so is famously easy to use, and it has a free 14-day trial for you, so you can go check it out, see if you like it, see if you love all the options. Just go to Circle.so. Go check it out right now, you guys. Imagine being able to manage your community, start group chats and live classes, and accept payments all in one place. Kind of mind-blowing since this is usually spread all over the place. You have to log into so many different things. If this is the year to capture, organize, and monetize your community, head over to Circle.so. You can get a free trial and start building your online community right now. Just go to Circle.so. You guys, you get the 14-day free trial. So just go and see if it's for you. It's going to streamline everything and make your life so much easier. It's so freaking cool.
Hey y'all, I'm so excited to share with you, Earn Your Happy is now part of Growth Day Podcast Network. A bunch of us are coming together to bring more growth to the world and support shows and brands that we truly believe in. And one of my friends is also on the network, and I'd love for you to go subscribe to his show. You guys, Trent Shelton has the most incredible podcast. It's called Straight Up with Trent Shelton, and it's going to remind you that you are built for this. I have heard Trent speak in person multiple times. I've listened to his podcast a ton. He's coming on the show, and I literally cannot wait because this man just spits straight fire. It is like truth that goes to your core and makes you take action right away. If you want one of those podcasts that when you're just out on a walk, you can't help but want to start running and run through a wall in your life, this is the show to go listen to. So you guys, make sure that you go subscribe to the show, Straight Up with Trent Shelton. You're going to love it.
Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. And I want to make sure that you have my phone number, and I'm not kidding. Did you know that I have a community text number? For real. My phone number is 310-496-8363. This goes directly to my phone. All you have to do is text the word daily to 310-496-8363. And I literally text you every single day, Monday through Friday. I actually just got done 30 seconds ago texting a bunch of people back, and I talk to you all of the time. You guys, people always ask me how I got my community text number and how it works. Well, all you have to do is you can just go to community.com and get your own. Community makes it easy to get a phone number that you can use to build your audience using text. People just text you at your number and they're added to your group. Then you can text them out audios, video links, anything you want. You guys, I text out happy birthday videos. I love to send podcast links, thoughts about life, book recommendations, different events that I'm doing in the local area. Texting gets me out of the noise of social media and directly into your hand. And now you can start texting your people too. Just go to community.com to get your phone number. They give you a 10-digit real phone number, not those weird short codes that look like spam, but it's more than a phone number. Your new number comes with an inbox for SMS and texting. This means you can actually manage your text list from your computer and an app on your phone. You can schedule text to send at certain times and to certain groups. You can even set up auto replies or let your assistant or customer service team answer your text messages via Community's awesome dashboard. Just go to community.com and ask for a free demo. They'll show you how it works and get you your number. It's time to start texting your audience versus just posting on social media. Everyone uses Community for that. So go check them out at community.com. I can tell you it's not just great for communicating with my audience, but Chris and I use Community and our texts to also sell out our launches. I'm telling you, you get such an incredible response because you really are creating a true, deep sense of community, and it's so intimate. It's freaking amazing. Go check it out at community.com.